Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be diving deep into a film that holds a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
The NeverEnding Story.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love a flying luck dragon?
And that theme song, so catchy.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
can't get it out of my head.
So we've got a lot to unpack here.
Yeah, looks like we do.
Character backgrounds, plot summaries,
Yes.
even some fan theories we've got in here.
Wow.
But what we really want to do is explore what makes this movie tick, you know?
Yeah, I think that's what makes these deep dives so interesting.
What's really special to you about this film?
The NeverEnding Story is just so expertly blends fantasy and reality.
Yeah.
You know, it's about escaping into a book, but it also holds up a mirror to our own world and asks us to confront some pretty uncomfortable truths about ourselves.
Yeah, you're right. It's not just a lighthearted children's film. It tackles some pretty heavy themes like grief, loss, the power of imagination.
Definitely.
And it all starts with Bastian, our main character.
Yeah.
You find him at a really vulnerable point in his life. He's lost his mother, his dad is distant, he's constantly being bullied.
Poor Bastian.
He's desperate for an escape.
Makes sense.
And that's where that mysterious book comes in.
Yes. The book, that antique bookstore with its dusty shelves and the enigmatic Mr. Coriander.
Oh, Mr. Coriander, yeah.
It's like a gateway to another world.
He really is like a guardian, warning Bastian about the book's power.
Right. It's as if he knows that journey that Bastian is about to embark on
Yeah.
will change him forever.
And change him it does.
For sure.
As soon as Bastian opens that book, we're transported to the magical world of Fantasia.
Oh, Fantasia.
A place brimming with incredible creatures, breathtaking landscapes.
It's such a beautiful world.
It really is, but it's also under a very real threat, the Nothing.
The nothing, yeah.
It's not just some, random evil force.
Right. It's a powerful allegory
Right.
for the loss of imagination and hope.
Wow.
Not just in Fantasia,
Right.
but in our world, too.
That's heavy.
Think about it. Have you ever felt like you were losing that spark, that sense of wonder that makes life feel magical?
Yeah.
That's the nothing creeping in.
Oh, that sends chills down my spine.
It does, right?
You know, it makes you realize this movie is about so much more than just escaping into a fantasy world.
It is.
It's about confronting the forces that try to diminish our creativity and our ability to dream.
Exactly. And who better to fight against the nothing than Atreyu,
Oh, Atreyu, he's such a great character.
the brave young warrior tasked with saving Fantasia?
Yeah, his quest is filled with some epic challenges. Navigating the swamps of sadness, facing the sphinxes, confronting Dromark.
Oh, man. Tremark. Terrifying.
Oh, I still get nightmares about that creature.
Look, he's creepy, but you know what's interesting is even Dromark, the embodiment of cynicism and despair,
Right.
reveals something crucial about Fantasia.
Oh,
That its very existence is tied to human imagination.
wow, that's deep.
One of the most profound messages of the film.
I agree.
Fantasia needs our belief, our dreams, our stories to survive.
Oh, wow. Without them, it literally fades away, consumed by the Nothing.
Gone.
And then there's that mind-blowing moment
Yes.
when Atreyu sees Bastian reflected in the magic mirror gate.
So
Talk about breaking the fourth wall.
I know.
It's like the film is acknowledging us, the viewers, as active participants in this fantastical journey.
Pure cinematic brilliance.
It really is.
It blurs the lines between reality and fantasy,
Total.
suggesting that we, the audience, are just as much a part of Fantasia as Bastian.
That's a really cool way to think about it.
But it also highlights Bastian's initial resistance to accept his role in the story, mirroring our own reluctance to fully embrace the power of our imagination.
Yeah, that's an interesting parallel, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's that acceptance, you know, that willingness to believe in something bigger than himself that ultimately empowers Bastian to save Fantasia.
That pivotal scene where he finally shouts out the childlike empress's new name.
Oh, man.
Gives me chills every time.
Such a cathartic moment.
It really is.
It's Bastian stepping out of the shadows of doubt and fear and embracing the power of his own imagination.
And it's a reminder that we all have that power within us.
We do.
You know what's really interesting?
What's that?
Bastian's transformation isn't just about saving Fantasia.
Oh, okay.
It's about him confronting his own grief and finding a way to heal.
Right.
Remember those early scenes in the film?
Yeah.
Where he's lost in his own world, struggling to connect with his father?
It's heartbreaking to watch.
It really is.
He's carrying so much pain and guilt,
Yeah.
and he doesn't know how to deal with it.
It's like he's drowning in his own sorrow.
Much like Artax sinking in the swamps of sadness.
Oh, man.
That scene with Artax,
Oh, so sad.
one of the most powerful and devastating moments in the film.
Yeah.
Visceral representation of how grief can consume you, drag you down into a pit of despair.
And for Bastian, escaping into Fantasia
Right.
is a way to avoid facing those feelings head on.
Exactly.
But ultimately, it's through his journey in Fantasia that he finds the strength to confront his grief and start to heal
He does.
by giving the childlike empress a new name. He's not just saving Fantasia.
Right.
He's giving himself permission to hope,
To dream.
to dream.
To believe in the possibility of a brighter future.
Yeah, and that's where the real magic of the film lies.
It's not just about special effects,
Right.
fantastical creatures. It's about the power of stories.
Yeah.
To help us process our emotions, make sense of the world around us.
And to ultimately find our own happy endings.
Yes.
Speaking of special effects,
Oh, yeah.
can we talk about how visually stunning this movie is?
Even though it was made back in the 80s.
Yeah, the creatures, the landscapes,
Right.
the flying scenes with Falkor.
Oh, I love Falkor.
Oh, they still hold up remarkably well today.
It's a testament to Wolfgang Petersen,
The director.
the director. He had a vision for creating a truly immersive and believable world.
Yeah, and he used every tool at his disposal to bring it to life.
He-
You can really sense his passion for the project in every frame.
Oh, absolutely.
From the intricate details of the Rockbiter's costume
Yeah.
to the sweeping shots of Fantasia's vast landscapes.
It's amazing.
Petersen created a world that felt both magical and tangible.
I think he really captured that feeling of wonder.
He really did. And he wasn't afraid to push the boundaries of filmmaking either.
He wasn't.
Remember that iconic scene
Which one?
where Atreyu loses Artax in the Swamps of Sadness?
Oh, yeah.
The way they used a combination of practical effects and innovative puppetry to create that sinking horse, it was groundbreaking for its time.
It really was.
And the music?
Yes.
Don't even get me started on that incredibly catchy theme song by Lymel.
Pure 80s magic.
It really is.
But it also captures the bittersweet tone of the film perfectly.
Yeah, it's both uplifting and melancholic.
Right.
Just like the story itself.
Exactly. Klaus Doldinger's score is equally brilliant.
It is.
You know, he blended orchestral grandeur with these ethereal synth sounds.
Yeah.
That created an otherworldly atmosphere.
I read somewhere that Petersen actually gave Doldinger a copy of the book
Really?
before filming even started, so he could start composing the music early on.
Wow, that's amazing.
It shows how much care and attention to detail went into creating the overall cinematic experience.
For sure.
And it definitely paid off.
It did.
The music is an integral part of what makes this film so emotionally resonant.
It really is. And let's not forget the actors
Oh,
who brought these characters to life.
Noah Hathaway as Atreyu.
He was perfect.
He was simply perfect.
Captured the spirit of a young hero facing insurmountable odds with such heart and determination.
Yeah, his chemistry with Falkor was just magical.
Voiced by Alan Oppenheimer.
Yes.
Such a wise and gentle creature.
Falkor really provided Atreyu with much-needed support and guidance.
He did.
Their bond was one of the most heartwarming aspects of the film.
It was.
And I think Barrett Oliver's Bastian deserves a lot of credit, too.
Oh,
He had to portray a character who goes through a huge emotional transformation.
he did.
From a timid, grief-stricken boy to a brave hero who embraces the power of his imagination.
Not an easy feat.
And those scenes where he's interacting with the characters from the
Yeah.
book, breaking that fourth wall.
So well done.
So well done.
Those scenes really blurred the lines between reality and fantasy.
It's like the film was inviting us, the viewers, to step into the story alongside Bastian and experience the magic firsthand.
Right.
But you know what's interesting?
Good.
Despite the film's enduring popularity,
Uh-huh.
the author of the book, Michael Enderai,
Right.
actually hated the film adaptation.
He did.
Yeah.
He felt that it deviated too much from his original story
Oh.
and didn't capture the true essence of his message. In fact, he even tried to get his name removed from the credits.
Wow. Really?
It's fascinating, isn't it?
It is.
How one story can be interpreted in such vastly different ways.
Yeah, it's amazing how art can be so subjective. But I think that's part of what makes the NeverEnding Story so enduring.
I agree.
It speaks to us on multiple levels and allows each viewer to take away their own personal meaning.
It's a film that stays with you long after you've seen it.
It really does.
It sparks conversations, invites reflection, and encourages us to never lose sight of the power of our own imagination.
And now we're going to take a closer look at the film's legacy and its impact on pop culture.
Okay.
The NeverEnding Story has become a touchstone for anyone who grew up in the 80s.
So yeah, for sure.
And its influence can still be felt today.
Absolutely.
Think about all the fantasy films and TV shows that have come since.
So many.
Like Harry Potter, Stranger Things, Game of Thrones.
Yeah, you can definitely see the echoes of the never-ending story in those works.
Totally.
From the themes of good versus evil
Right.
and the power of belief to the use of fantastical creatures and magical worlds.
Yeah, the NeverEnding Story really helped pave the way for a whole generation of fantasy storytelling. It's amazing to think how a film from the 80s continues to resonate with audiences today.
It really is.
I think it speaks to that universal human need for wonder and escape,
Yeah,
that desire to believe in something bigger than ourselves.
absolutely. And it's a reminder that good storytelling is timeless.
It really is.
A well-crafted story can transcend generations and cultures, connecting us through shared emotions and experiences.
You know, thinking back on it,
Yeah,
what really strikes me is how the NeverEnding Story doesn't shy away from complex themes.
it doesn't.
It explores grief, loss, the struggle to find your place in the world,
Right.
and even the dangers of unchecked power.
It does touch on some pretty heavy stuff.
It does.
Bastian's journey isn't just about saving Fantasia.
Right.
It's about him confronting his own inner demons, learning to cope with the loss of his mother,
Yeah.
ultimately finding the strength to believe in himself.
Those scenes in the Swamps of Sadness
Oh, yeah.
with Artax sinking into the mire,
So sad.
incredibly poignant and heartbreaking.
They are.
It's a powerful reminder that even in a fantastical world,
Yeah,
there's still room for real, raw emotion.
there is.
And it's in those moments of darkness
Yeah,
that the film's message of hope shines even brighter.
it does.
It's about finding the strength to keep going, even when things seem impossible.
Right.
And remembering that even in the darkest of times, there's always a glimmer of light.
And for Bastian, that light comes from his imagination.
It does.
By embracing the power of his own creativity.
Yeah.
He not only saves Fantasia, but also finds a way to heal his own emotional wounds.
It's a beautiful message, isn't it?
It is.
That even in the face of adversity, our imagination can be our greatest source of strength and resilience.
Absolutely.
And that's why the NeverEnding Story continues to resonate with viewers of all ages.
I agree.
It's a reminder that we all have the power to create our own stories, to shape our own destinies, and to find magic in the world around us.
To find magic in the world around us, I love that.
But it's also important to acknowledge that the NeverEnding Story isn't a perfect film.
True.
Some of the special effects haven't aged particularly well,
Yeah.
and some might find the story a bit cheesy or predictable.
Right.
But like any good fairy tale,
Yeah.
it's not about the literal details, but the underlying message and the emotions it evokes.
That's true.
And in that regard, the NeverEnding Story succeeds brilliantly.
It does.
It's a film that stays with you long after the credits roll.
It really does.
It sparks conversations, invites reflection, and reminds us of the importance of nurturing our own creativity and imagination.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And on that note, we've come to the end of our deep dive into the NeverEnding Story.
Oh, I'm sad to see it go.
I know, me too. But we hope you enjoyed this journey with us.
We did.
If you have any thoughts or memories you'd like to share about the film,
Yeah, please do.
feel free to leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you.
We would.
And don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of film.
And keep the magic of storytelling alive.
Until next time.